Previously, in the land of the wolf, we identified 2 adult members of the Manatus pack, White Paws, a hyperactive female, and Jimmy, not a very shy male. We do not know the fate of the young moose with the broken antler. The moose rut is at its height, and we plan to take advantage of October to observe other interesting behaviors, both in moose and wolves. In most mammals other than humans, the sense of smell plays a crucial role in interactions between individuals of the same species and different species. The black bear, the gray wolf, the moose, and the red fox all perceive and interpret the world around them thanks to the smells. Smell of food, danger or fear. Smell of youth and lack of experience. Smell of strength and maturity. Smell of prey and predator. Smell of sexual receptivity and of the best sire. Smell of suffering, disease, or old age. Smell of the family, territory, and seasons. Smell of space and time. Because for animals having a good sense of smell, time is calculated according to the olfactory trace left by the one who preceded them on the trail. About 30 minutes earlier, 12 hours earlier, or a day earlier. To know the precise moment can make a difference. This moose, nicknamed Brutus, have sniffed out the fresh track of an unmated female. She is inevitably in the area. Brutus is impatient. This fall, few females have lived up to his expectations. Maybe because of his numerous cysts, most of them have preferred healthier sires to him. This time again, the pretty one runs away from him. Another rebuff hard to take. To tell the truth, Brutus spends more time in the company of other species than with his congeners. However, the frustrated moose is not a little prince who could appreciate the friendship of this young red fox. Too bad for Brutus. The joyful fox gets back to more useful activities, finding something to eat. The predator having moved away, a least chipmunk emerges from its hiding place. The small wildlife that bustles about Brutus creates distractions unworthy of the interest of a king. Not far from there, the young fox is hunting. To locate prey, it relies on its sense of smell, but also on its very keen hearing. Birds, small rodents, many species are on its menu. For the young fox, fall is the time to learn, because it must be able to fend for itself when winter will arrive. Autonomy comes through a succession of trials and errors. Capturing a spruce grouse requires the skill and cunning of an adult fox. Hunting the vole is a much easier exercise for a beginner. The technique called mulletage is based on the sense of hearing. The fox must pounce on its prey by letting itself be guided by the barely audible sounds of its nibbles and movements. Moving forward silently, locating the small rodent with precision before jumping. Thanks to its tenacity and instinct, the young red fox gains self-assurance every day. To know how to capture prey is not enough. It must also avoid becoming one. White Paws resists the temptation to pursue the fox. She has better things to do to track Brutus. The moose lying down to ruminate is not yet aware of her approach. The smell of his cysts suggests a decline, synonymous with a possible capture for the wolf. However, White Paws must assess other signs, such as the behavior of the moose. Brutus is in the sights of the Manitus, but as long as he remains strong and is able to defend himself, I am not too worried about him. It's normal that a member of the pack comes to put him to the test from time to time. Besides, a wolf on its own is too cautious to attack a bull moose, especially in the fall. Wolf predation on moose mainly targets individuals being young, old, or weakened by disease, parasite infestation, or injury, making their stalking less dangerous. Moreover, it is this clever calculation of the risks done by the predator that creates the balance by promoting the reproduction of the best sires in moose. One only needs to be in the land of the wolf to admire natural selection in action. A few kilometers from the area where we left Brutus and White Paws, a unique spectacle is offered to us. Two bull moose try to intimidate each other by engaging in a ritual showcasing their antlers, ostentatious symbol of their virility. Are we going to see a fight? I doubt it. This ritual is used precisely to prevent these giants from confronting each other in an exhausting fight having a high risk of injury. And then, the young moose acknowledges the superiority of his rival. Anyway, the female will have the last word, and nothing says that she will choose the winner. I have watched moose for 40 years, and they still surprise me. It is still as exciting as it was in the beginning. I understood that for them, the mating season is not just a question of large antlers. This large bull moose in the nearby valley mixes soil with his musky urine, filled with pheromones. He lies down in the mixture to coat his body with this fragrance having aphrodisiac properties, as it triggers off the female's ovulation. Thus, the sense of smell is more than a means of communication in rutting moose. By sniffing out his bride, the male knows if she is receptive. If not, he will continue to court her. In fall, the life of moose is exciting, made up of encounters, challenges, and adventures. Brutus was deprived of all that because of his bad mood and poor health. I was curious to go back and see if things had changed for him. I expected everything, except that. Jimmy is following Brutus. The moose seems to take that with philosophy. Despite the presence of the wolf, he does his best to attract a female. His odors fascinate Jimmy as much as they have fascinated White Paws. Brutus's demeanor indicates a healthy moose, ready to mate. The wolf's sense of smell picks up a message apparently somewhat different. Caution is required. Jimmy keeps his distance because the moose has no fear and remains a formidable opponent. The wolf knows how to be patient. Tonight I see wisdom in Jimmy. I would even dare say that I perceive in him a form of instinctive benevolence. As a keystone species, the wolf takes care of ungulate populations and protects the ecosystem from imbalances that can lead to its collapse. This is how the natural world works, for the good of all creatures, small or big. In a gesture of defiance, Brutus moves forward to prove to everybody that he intends to live for several more years. And woe to the wolf who would think otherwise. Brutus is rough and ugly with his cysts and scars, but he exhibits a heroism that the wolf feels and respects. His courage moves me. Nature shows me once again that the predator and its prey do not wage war. They evolve in symbiosis, sometimes bringing each other life, sometimes deliverance by death. Many wildlife filmmakers dream of filming bloody predation scenes. My parents and I denounce this search of sensationalism that contributes to demonize carnivores to an uninformed public. We prefer to explore the subtle relationships that exist between animals, because it is through them that one gets to really know the wild world. Good news. We saw Brutus again a year later. He was still single, covered with cysts, and in a bad mood. You think that moose call is an art only mastered by hunters and a few naturalists like me? It is wrong. Be sure not to miss the next episode, because you have not seen anything yet.
again.